Hi, Ash from justmeasuringup.com. Um, Making a quick drawer here. These drawers are pretty multi-purpose. You can use them for all types of projects. Once you got all your materials here, your square edge, your clamps, some wood glue, and I have a special awesome finishing nail gun, and some bar clamps over there. Um, you can make some really quick shelves. Make pretty quick drawers pretty quickly. All right, let's get this project on. So first, I'm gonna use the wood glue. I'm using liquid nails. I'm gonna glue up the edges. This whole construction here is pretty much the strength derives from the glue. Pretty much, I'm gonna use finishing nails, but the nails really aren't too much for strength. They're really to hold the whole piece in place while the glue dries. So put some glue there, some glue over here. Okay, so you got glue on the edges. Alright, let's get these pieces on. Press it in there, squeeze the glue out. If you notice, I'm wearing these plastic disposable gloves. It's because you got a lot of glue in your hands, especially as you're squeezing the wood into place. The glue squeezes out the edges. And it's good to have a paper towel roll nearby to wipe up the glue as you're working. So there I squeeze those edges in. This is where the square edge comes into place. Then you use the square edge and just line it up here to make sure that the draw is perfectly square. Okay, this edge is good. Other side. Okay, and you just make sure that the side pieces are flush against the bottom. Okay, this is good. Alright, I'm gonna put this piece in here temporarily, and I'm gonna use the bar clamp. Wrong way. Bar clamp's gonna hold everything in place while I nail it in. So without the bar clamp, it's kind of hard to keep the wood still. All right, let's double check that everything's still square with the bar clamp in place. All right, looks great. Here comes the finishing nail gun. This thing is awesome. It goes pop, 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 and the nails go in. Here we go. Pop. Other side. All right, this side is good. Let's spin it around. Pretty much just repeating what I just did on the other side. Put some wood glue. Okay, that's good. Putting this piece on. Just pressing it in to squeeze the glue out. I don't really need to square the edge up here because once these edges line up, it should be good. But you can always use a square edge just for a sanity check to make sure it's really square. Alright, wood clamp to hold the piece in place again. So again, it doesn't shift when you're nailing. When you put the wood clamp on, the pieces tend to slide a little bit with the glue, so you just gotta make sure it's good again after clamping it in. Alright, nail gun it up. Alright, that's good. Let's grab a piece of paper towel real quick to wipe up some glue. There's some glue right there. Here. Sides. Yeah, you want to wipe the glue up while it's still wet. You don't want it to dry. I mean, it'll scrape off fairly easily when it's dry, but it's just easy to get it when it's wet. Alright, so this is good. Let's put the bottom on. When you're working with these, especially when you custom make them, you always want to put the bottom of the jar, this right here, on the other side, that's flat against the table. Because sometimes if you don't make your cuts perfectly with the table saw, these edges may not always be perfectly flush. And if you put it just on the top here, it's not going to sit right. So I know that because it's on a flat table here, the other side is perfectly flat. So it's great. We flip it around, and we're pretty much just gonna glue this on right here and nail it on. So use the wood glue again. Just run a bead along the perimeter. It doesn't have to be a really thick bead, just has to be good enough. If it's too thick, it's gonna get wasted anyway, squeezing out the edges. I'm currently working on a project where I need to make 48 of these drawers, but it's pretty quick to make. A lot of time comes from just cutting all the pieces. So I spread it out over a week or so. One night I may cut a lot of wood, get it all ready. The next night I may bust out as many drawers as I can, and so on and so on. It doesn't have to be done all in one shot, especially if you're just a do-it-yourselfer. You usually don't have the whole day dedicated to working on your projects. So spread it out, spread the work out, and chip away at it. Alright, get that good. Press it down gently, firmly with your hand to get it fairly in place. And now I just use my fingers and feel the side of the box, make sure that it's lined up properly. That feels pretty good to me. My hands are a little gluey. Alright, and now we can just tack it on with the nail gun. I usually do the 4 corners first. Sorry if my head is in the way. Alright, now that the 4 corners are good, I can just put some nails around the edges inside. Remember, you don't have to go crazy with the nail gun. And like I said earlier, the nails aren't really for strength. The strength comes from the glue, really. Nails are just in there to hold the wood in place. I mean, obviously they do add a little bit of strength, but that's not the goal of it. Okay, 2 more. Awesome. The drawer is almost complete. I mean, it's a box right now. It's pretty strong right now. I'll wipe up some glue. Edges. Alright. It's almost done. Hang in there. Alright, just pick a side that looks nice. This one looks good. I'm gonna put a handle on this side right here. Oh, let me grab a handle. I forgot to grab one. They're nearby. These handles are awesome. I custom made these. Oh, right here. It was really simple. I took a long strip of 2x4 and I ripped it down the middle with the table saw. And I just use a table saw to cut it into there. So it took me a really short time to make this. I'm just using some sanding paper to smooth up the edges a little bit. You know, because handles can get expensive if you're doing a lot of drawers. I mean, if you're not making a lot of drawers, you can just buy the handles. But I'm making 48 drawers for this project, and that's over 50 bucks of handles. So this was really cheap. A 2x4 costs what, $4 approximately. So $4 will give me one 2x4 will give me 24 handles. You can't beat that price. All right. To attach this, I just need to mark a measurement real quick to know how to center it. This piece of wood here happens to be 14 inches, and I know that the handle here is 6 inches wide. So I just offset the edge here by 4 inches, which will center it for me perfectly. There you go, 4-inch mark. I'm using a simple C-clamp here, just to clamp it in place. Just using my finger to make sure it's flush with the surface for this particular design. Oh, that's good. That's good. Alright. Now I'm just going to drill on the other side. I'm going to pre-drill a hole here and pre-drill a hole there. We get my drill bit. Here you go. Here you go. I'm using a regular drill bit. It actually has it's for countersinking, but I actually didn't need to countersink this one, so I won't drill that deep in. Right there. Alright, now let's put the screws in. Got 2 screws right there. Oops, gotta put a battery in my drill. It just goes in like this. I countersink the screw just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Just so the head doesn't stick out. I mean, if you really wanted to, you can put wood glue before you put this handle on, but you don't need to. It gives it extra strength, but it's pretty strong with these screws. There you go. Handle is on. Let's take this off and admire our work. Dust it out. There we go. A really simple drawer. You can tweak it to your specific projects. A really nice custom-made handle. Save yourself a lot of money there. And this drawer is pretty sturdy. I mean, it's pretty strong even as the wood glues. Give it a few hours before you start using it for stuff. Let the glue fully dry. And that's it. Thanks.